Hey guys, I'm so excited to be sharing my screen with you. We are doing something a little different today in class. We're gonna experience a book trailer. It's kind of like a movie trailer, except it's for a book. And so, I'm going to be your narrator and your guide on this journey, and we are going to be experiencing the book Esperanza Rising. We are gonna be reading it in class this year, and I hope you guys love it as much as I do. So, before we begin, I'm gonna give you a short snippet, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about the book throughout the trailer. So Esperanza is facing many changes in her life, and we're going to get to go with her on this emotional journey from being spoiled and rich to a hard worker at a labor camp. Though Esperanza faces many challenges, the story itself talks about history and murder. The story is set in a time period of the Great Depression and describes the hardships experienced by Mexican immigrants during the time. So hop on with me. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do, and let's get going. Esperanza believed her life would be wonderful forever. She would always live on her family's ranch in Mexico. She would always have fancy dresses and a beautiful home filled with servants. Papa and Abuelita would always be with her. But a sudden tragedy shatters her world and forces Esperanza and Mama to flee to California, where they settle in a camp for Mexican farm workers. Esperanza isn't ready for the hard labor, financial struggles brought on by the Great Depression, and lack of acceptance she now faces. When Mama gets sick and a strike for better working conditions threatens to uproot their new life, Esperanza must find a way to rise above her difficult circumstances, because Mama's life and her own depend on it. Esperanza Ortega is most loved by her friends and family. She's the apple of her father's eye, and she is used to getting her way and being spoiled with attention and gifts. Her journey begins at the age of 13. Esperanza and her mother are forced to move from their cushioned life to a life of manual labor and poverty. Feeling defeated, the young girl realizes soon enough this is not the way life has to be. Esperanza, meaning hope, will continue to work so that she and her mother can return to their luxurious lives in Mexico. The Great Depression was the worst economic downturn in the history of the industrialized world, lasting from 1929 to 1939. It began after the stock market crash of October 1929, which sent Wall Street into a panic and wiped out millions of investors. During the Dust Bowl years, the weather destroyed nearly all the crops farmers tried to grow on the Great Plains. What few crops did survive sold at such low prices that farmers could not earn a living. Farmers who rented the land and farmhouse couldn't pay rent, and farmers who owned their land couldn't make payments. Parents packed up their children and belongings and moved west. Many once proud farmers packed up their families and moved to California, hoping to find work as day laborers on huge farms. The Great Depression hit Mexican immigrants especially hard. Along with the job crisis and food shortages that affected all U.S. workers, Mexicans and Mexican Americans had to face an additional threat: deportation.